Hi guys, welcome to this new Gen Society video where I'll be discussing how saving and being young is not compatible. By this, I mean that if you're a young person, then good luck with trying to save money and accumulating any sort of wealth, as that is becoming increasingly more difficult in modern times for plenty of reasons, which I will go through right now. So I've decided to spice up the PowerPoint slide a little bit, as I've been trying to do these last few videos by showing three key ways of how people in general save money. So this is for not just young people, but old people, middle-aged people, etc., etc. So the first and most commonly used form is putting money in a bank account. This is something that everyone essentially does, whether it's a saving account, ISA, etc. And they generally have zero risk. You can put your money in and you can essentially get that same money out. And that's pretty simple. The second method of saving is through trading, which is something that I have had a light dabble in, and it's something that has been increasingly popular among the masses. And not to do a sponsor, but shout out to Trading 212 because it's quite a good app to get started. And uh, personally, my favorite feature is the fact that you can practice with fake money. But again, this is not a sponsor. Once I become big and famous and Trading 212, you know who to call. But anyway, there have also been many ways of trading, which is on the PowerPoints and even other stuff like crypto as well. And this ranges from being low risk to very, very, very high risk, and low rewards to very, 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 very high rewards. So based on that information, you can assume that trading is a pretty good way of being able to store money. And finally, we come to the big boys. And by that, I mean assets. And I don't just mean like anything really, like something small. I'm talking about real estate. I'm talking about houses, supercars, gold, something really expensive that 99% of people won't really be using to a high degree. But at this level, these don't really become savings, but rather money makers in businesses. And these things that relate to wealth, which is something entirely different to the regular incomes that me, you, your mum, your dad, most people make essentially. Now, this slide. Why are bank accounts in young people a no-go? And for the three reasons that I previously stated, I will be stating why they are bad. So, I'd previously stated that the different ways of saving money, I did it in quite a neutral manner. I didn't really say that they were particularly good. I didn't say that they were particularly bad. But now it's time to go a little bit into the specifics and think about the actual title of the video. Now, the main issue with saving money in a bank account is the fact that you don't really do anything. Sure, you may get like 1%, or like not even 1% is way too high actually. What I'm even saying, you might get like 0.25% like of interest if you save, but basically it'll be very little or essentially non-existent unless you're literally putting like hundreds of thousands inside of like your bank account. Then maybe you'll see a little bit. But if you do make that money, you're not going to be like relying on your bank account to save even more. But anyway, the reason for why bank accounts aren't too good is because it has the deeper issue of young people having very little money to begin with, and this is kind of links to my video of why getting a good job will no longer be enough to survive, because essentially, if you've got, well, even a couple K in 2024, some people are struggling to have that. But if you just have a couple like thousand, like 2,000, 3,000 pound in your bank account, let's just say that you're like a broke uni student, then realistically, you're not really getting anything from your bank account. And there's a clear problem amongst young people who, instead of being able to save, they're more likely to borrow, most commonly through stuff like overdrafts, especially in this day and age where there's like, oh, interest-free overdrafts at £1,000, but after that, there's like 2,500% APR, which will ruin your life because people love to spend, 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 and not save, save, save. But that's irrelevant for this conversation. But yeah, when you can't pay back, essentially, sorry, as I was saying, there's a clear young problem with people not being able to save, and instead of saving, what do? You borrow. And what do you do if you can't repay the borrows? Your credit score goes down if it wasn't already low enough. And essentially, you're back to zero, which is less than ideal for plenty of reasons, because it means good luck on trying to get future loans, good luck on trying to get a house, good luck on trying to get a car on finance, etc., etc., etc. So that's why bank accounts, I'd say overall, they're neutral, because as long as you're financially responsible, then you should be able to use them as a safe storage, which I would argue is significantly better than just having heaps of heaps of heaps of heaps of heaps of heaps of cash in your house that is not going anywhere and is not doing anything, and it just makes you susceptible for robbery. Anyway, trading. And why is trading in young people a no-go? Now, a lot of young people who may be financially savvy, such as myself, we want to see their leftovers in money being used to make more, and that's what trading has become. It's now become easier than ever to learn about trading, and the accessibility has increased exponentially. Essentially, there are so many ways that people can learn how to trade. There's so many different types of trading to suit a lot of different needs, and that might seem like a good thing. However, this is where the problem occurs, because there is way too much competition, meaning that there's going to be very limited success, because obviously if you have a pie and the more people there are wanting to eat the pie, the smaller division you get, which means that there's less success that you get. See, look at that analogy. If you didn't understand that, then I don't know how else I can explain it to you. But anyway, too much competition. Your success is limited. It is limited because you have to spend a lot of time firstly learning how to trade, which is difficult to begin with. And then you've also actually got to have the proper time, because these stocks in like the stock market, a lot of people would have to get up middle of the night, start trading, the evening start trading, morning start trading, afternoons trading. So unless that's your actual day job, then you will struggle. And also, it's who you're actually in competition with. And that's people who are making millions, maybe even billions. And they have the expertise, the time, and the resources to collect all the money that you have probably just lost. And this is especially the case in situations such as crypto, where sure you may win, but at the end of the day, you're probably going to lose, and you're probably going to lose a lot. Essentially, trading is just time-consuming gambling, where sure, you can predict market trends, but as a young person, your main goal should be stability, not doing whatever you want with the little money you have. I've personally not decided to continue my short-lived trading career for similar reasons that I've just stated, and ultimately, I don't have the time or money as a broke boy playing in a rich man or woman's game. At the end of the day, the real traders have money to lose, and most young people don't. And finally, why are investments in young people a no-go? This one should hopefully be the most clear on why, and why it wouldn't work, and I'll keep it brief. I highly doubt that most young people would have the money to be in some real estate or any other big investments. And overall, this group of savings has the biggest reward, but also the biggest amount of spending, which a lot of people just don't have. So that last option is irrelevant for 99% of us. And finally, final thoughts. I'll just read out what's on this PowerPoint slide. Young people do not have money to save, especially because of the number of costs that people have. It means that ignore that, please. And finally, a person's best bet is just keeping it simple with a bank account. And now, that's all I have to say. To round things off, I hope that you've liked the video, because you've obviously came this far, and also I'd appreciate it if you subscribe, especially if you've learned something new or gained a new perspective on this topic, as that's been the aim of my channel, just to essentially talk about things regarding economics, politics, whatever other stuff. And if you don't like and subscribe, I'll just assume that all of your savings come from a rusty piggy bank with 12 pence inside. Peace.